Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time doing another Christmas film review. And this one is on The Santa Claus. Now, The Santa Claus is a 1994 Christmas comedy drama film that was the first part of a film series that would start from The Santa Claus 2 in 2002, and The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause in 2006. I remember as a kid seeing the promo in my Toy Story VHS tape. I remember fondly watching the film in 2001 or 2. And the premise of the film is meant to follow successful but kind-hearted salesman Scott Calvin, who mainly prepares to spend Christmas Eve with his son Charlie. And you can tell Scott does try to help Charlie maintain his belief in Santa. And you can kind of tell Scott's ex-wife Laura and her new husband Neil are basically a bit more expecting Charlie to stop believing in Santa at a young age. And you can kind of tell they're afraid that they don't want to see him get his hopes up. But you can tell Calvin still tries to kind of help his son Charlie still believe in Santa. We see how Santa ends up falling off the roof, and we see how Scott is ended up with the responsibilities, the duties, as well as the task of becoming Santa. So over the course, we see how Scott eventually becomes Santa and see his transformation to its full core. And you can kind of tell Laura as well as Neil are a bit more cautious and a bit more afraid of everything that's going on. And I really wouldn't call them bad people. I think they're just afraid of what's been going on with Scott. And you can kind of tell they're taking a bit more precautions, as they just don't want to see Charlie get his hopes up. And you can kind of tell they're just afraid of what they don't understand. And I would say that Santa Claus has a bit of a message about still believing in Christmas, even though it may seem like your hopes and dreams were crushed. It's important to help the younger generation still believe. And I think that's what makes Scott work as a character. Like, you can tell he does believe in Santa Claus, and you can kind of tell he still wants to have Charlie have that same experience. And I think at the same time, I would say, yeah, when you kind of got the elves, they do work as characters. Like, I feel Bernard does work as the voice of reason. Even though he's meant to be the head elf, you can kind of tell he still tries to keep the job under control. And you can kind of tell at the same time tries to be the voice of reason to Scott and try to help him become Santa Claus, much like Charlie. I would say the difference between Miss Call Me Claus and the Santa Claus is, I think while Call Me Claus is Whoopi Goldberg playing multiple roles, here I just think it's just Scott Calvin being played by Tim Allen with a role that was kind of thrust upon him. And again, usually when you have something thrust upon you, it's either gonna sort of be this thing where you're either gonna accept it or take on the responsibilities of what there's going to be. And sometimes accepting responsibilities or having something thrust upon you is like a leap of faith. Sometimes there's people who will know you have what it takes, or sometimes when something happens, you know you're going to have to take on the reins to take on the responsibility. So to me, The Santa Claus is an enjoyable film. If you're a fan of Tim Allen's film Toy Story, then this is definitely your film. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.